Okay, we're joined by Arizona head coach Adia Barnes, Kaylin Gilbert, and Kate Reese. Once again, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Barnes, take questions for the student athletes, we'll dismiss them, and then we'll take questions for Coach. Reminder when asking a question to please say your name and affiliation. So, Coach, if you want to start us off with an opening statement.
I want to start off by saying I'm really proud of this team. I think that we did a really good job coming, on the road. Unfortunately, we didn't get to host, but came on the road and beat a good team. I think we all know it's hard to get your first win in March, and West Virginia's coached really well. They have two dynamic guards, and, just coached well, play a good style, turn you over. I thought that we did a really good job of sticking to the game plan and found a way to win. It wasn't always pretty, but the players did what I asked them to do, so just really proud of them.
All right, we'll take questions for Kaylin and Kate. If you have a question, please raise your hand and address who the question is to. We'll start with PJ.
PJ Brown, Arizona Daily Star. This is for Kate. When Shayna went out with her fourth foul and is on the bench, you guys just sort of took over. You and Asmary and Kaylin came in. What was that moment like for you? What were you guys talking about on the court? What was your real mentality at that point, because your starting point guard was out?
I think, Kaylin came in. She's a freshman, but she didn't play like a freshman today. I'm super proud of her. She was composed the entire game, finding good passes to me. I'm super proud of her. I think, we just, at that point, you just got to play. You can't worry about the fouls. You got to make sure that you step up. I think, like I said, Kaylin, she did a great job. She ran the team, so I'm super proud of her. And I think, we stepped up. I'm proud of our defense today. They have two really good guards, and I think we guarded them pretty well.
Go to this side.
To follow up, Gabe Ibrahim, her hoop stats. To follow up on that, when Pellington went out, you kind of started to seem to demand the ball more, asking for more plays. Was that something that you just said, hey, I have to take over this game? And then for Kaylin, what was it like trying to get the ball in when they were starting to focus on her more?
Our game plan was kind of to pound it in the post, whether that was get it off of, pick and roll or guards driving. So that was a big thing for us. I think we just kind of went more into that in the first half. I think we were just trying to get our bearings. I mean, some of our first ever NCAA tournaments for some people. So I think that we just went into halftime, kind of talked about it, and then went back out there. And I think we played like a team. It was really great seeing the ball movement and, just kind of dominating in the post.
Kaylin, want to answer that question?
Kate was playing amazing, so I was just like, feed the hot hand. So I was looking for her every opportunity I could. And, she played well, so I'm proud of her, and I'm proud of the team. So
Go back over here to PJ.
This one's for Kaylin. You've been in big moments before. You've played a lot of games this year. What was it like for you, first NCAA tournament game? The game is on the line, and you're asked to go in and be the point guard and lead this team.
To be honest, I did not know how to take it at first because I thought I wasn't, going to go back in. So I was just kind of worried. But then I was like, you know what? I work hard every day. I'm in the gym, These are the moments that, I work for, and I feel like I'm made for it. So I was just like, I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to have energy. And that's the main thing. I feel like energy is what got us over this game.
Well, when I called her, she didn't say me. She wanted to go are you talking to me? No. But she, I think she was a little bit surprised, but we believe in her, and
Yeah.
she's been great the last couple weeks in practice, and it was good to see that translate to the game. And I thought she did a really good job under a pressure situation as a freshman in the tournament when we're only up 6 and they had momentum. So very proud of her. If she doesn't do what she did, then we wouldn't win the game. So really good job.
Go second row right here.
Tanner Mounts, U92. This is a question for either of you. You had a lot of girls get decent amount of playing time today, coming off the bench. How can you use that moving forward now into the tournament, now that everyone's kind of gotten a good amount of tournament experience under their belt?
I think it's good that we were able to play that many people and for people to come in. Like I said earlier, some people have never been to the NCAA tournament. I mean, you see Kaylin, it's their first time, but you wouldn't guess that if you're just watching the game. But I think it's good to kind of get experience out there in the first game. I mean, we're playing a great team, whatever team we play on Sunday. So we got to be ready. We're going to go and, rest right now and then get prepared, but it was a great team win, and I'm happy that we all kind of got to get some experience out there.
We'll go to one on Zoom from Kim Doss.
I think a lot of it just goes to my teammates, people like Lamaya, Paris, Pueo, Maddie, them on the bench kind of encouraging me, letting me know, like, Kaylin, you might go in, so be ready. So just them saying that and me kind of, like, analyzing what's going on the court just kind of helped me, like, stay locked in and ready so that when the opportunity came, I was ready.
Anything else for the student athletes? We'll take two more. First from PJ.
So, Kate, I have to ask you, you just scored 25 points, and this is your last go-around here. Seems like you were battling today like nobody's business. You're ready to leave it all on the court. What is your mentality coming into this?
I mean, everyone has, their path to get, to the end. And regardless of the seed, you got to win the same amount of games. So I think for me and for my teammates, like, we're staying one game at a time, just staying focused, not getting too high, not getting too low. And I think, like Adia always says, it's easy to be happy and, have good energy when you're up by 20, but your true character shows when you're, in a tight game. And I think that we all stayed really composed today. Super proud of my team for finding me and just, getting that win.
Right here, second row.
And I guess following up on that, Kaylin, what has Kate's leadership meant to this team today and throughout the season?
I mean, it really means everything. This is our last year, so, the biggest thing for me is just playing my heart out for them. I won't want the same thing if I was in their shoes. So just giving it all I got, because, we're very talented, and I think we can go really far. So, from now on, you'll get my best, because I care about y'all, so I got you.
All right, thank you both very much.
Yeah.
You guys are good to go. All right, we'll take questions for Coach Barnes. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get you the mic. We'll start, Josh, here in front. Please say your name and affiliation.
Wilson Tarpe Jr. from the Focus TV. Coach, I know several people have already mentioned, talking about the job that Kaylin came in and did today. With her, and just not only her, but what do you think the way your team responded in that type of a moment?
Well, I thought, so the first thing is, and I would say this to Shayna, is when Shayna had that third foul, I know better by now, just knowing her for years, that she was going to get that fourth. So I actually had someone waiting to sub her. Now it's going to be more of a sense of urgency to do that, because going for that fourth, that's something she has to be a little bit more disciplined and not do, because we really need her on the floor. But in the situation when Shayna has fourth fouls and Elena, it's really big that Kaylin, because she hasn't been in those situations a lot this year, we've been working her on the ball and off the ball. When she kind of looked at me like with big eyes like me, and I said, yeah, I said, come on, we got you. I told her a little something to give her a little bit of confidence, but she came in and did a really good job. So I'm really proud of her, because if she doesn't do this, we don't win the game. Because they were making a run. We were up 6, I believe, with really good dynamic guards. So she not only had to run the team, she had to guard number 11, and she's a handful. So I am just proud of her. I think a lot of challenges with Kaylin this year, it hasn't been offensively because we know she can score. And she really looks to score because that's just what she's used to in high school. So the challenge for her has been defensively giving the same effort as she does on offense and running the team, because when you're a scorer, you tend to look for yourself. And I thought she was really intentional about looking for her teammates, kicking the ball up. So I didn't mind that transition turnover because she's kicking the ball up. She's trying to look for us to run. So I'm just proud of her. I think these are the moments that you want, like you prepare the whole year to put players in situations when you're in the Pac-12 playing against Stanford or you're playing against great teams like UCLA. I mean, our conference really prepares us for these moments, and I think if we didn't have the best conference in the country, those freshmen aren't ready to be in these pressure situations. But she's been in tough situations. It's not the tournament, but it's against good teams, and I think she was prepared and ready. And she is a player that works. She's in the gym. Kim asked the question earlier, and she said, I'm in the gym, and she's not lying. I think a lot of teams don't have a lot of gym rats, and she's the hardest. I'd say she's one of two of the hardest workers on our team. So, I think she has that confidence and that swag and that mentality that she wants to win, and that's why I love her. Yeah.
Go in the back.
Hi, Paul Cicala from KVOA News 4 Tucson. Coach Barnes, describe the feelings that you saw in Esmeri Martinez, knowing that she's going up against her former teammates, and how you feel she obviously responded well about it.
Yeah, so as a coach, you're always concerned about that just because, as a player, I know that you're really pumped up. Even as a coach, you're pumped up to be somewhere you used to coach. It's like the competitors that we are. So I wasn't sure how she was going to respond. I knew that she was a little bit more nervous today because I think she really had the itch to do well. I knew that something was going on because she was talking to a doctor to get like some Pepto or something because her stomach. So that told me nerves right away. I didn't want to pay attention to it, but I knew it was going on. So I thought she did a really good job of hanging with it. And I'm proud of her today because the difficult thing all year for Esmeri has been staying out of foul trouble, not going for blocks. And I was shocked she had one foul like into the third quarter. So very good job of us being able to keep her on the floor. We are better when Esmeri's on the floor because she's the best rebounder on the floor. So just proud of how she responded. I think that she passed up some layups sometimes that were good shots. They got her teammates some great shots. And I think that just shows a good chemistry. I think probably 2 or 3 weeks ago we wouldn't have done that. So I'm proud of her. I'm proud of us responding. I'm proud of how she dominated the boards. That was the key to the game. I wanted her to have a double-double, and I said that in my pregame speech, and she did. And I think that Kate and Esmeri stepped up to the challenge. But I'm just proud of Esmeri for not being super emotional because that's been the challenge all year. And so she's growing out of it in the right time.
We'll go to PJ in the front.
So we've talked about Esmeri and Kate and what Kaylin's done, but in today's game. But this was a total team effort. I mean, Paris came in and played a lot of minutes. Maddie hit a big three, and she was battling on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go down the line and say something about every player. What does that mean to you that they really came focused and intentional, as you always say, and followed your game plan today?
It means a lot because as a coach, it's much harder being a coach than as a player. I was a pro player for 13 years, but I can control what I do as a player. But as a coach, you can't control a lot of things. So I think they're always prepared, but it's like at times this year I didn't know which team was going to show up. I'm proud of how we turned the corner. We did not play well in the Pac-12 tournament, but we got better the last 2 weeks, and I've been talking about that. So I'm proud of us coming today, playing better defense against 2 really good guards, and doing the things that I asked, and being doing it in as a cohesive team. And so I think that if we can do that, I think we can go really far. I think that we knew we had an advantage in a couple areas, and we did those things. So it's telling me that we've improved and we're taking a step above of where we need to be, and we have to continue to do that. And I know that we're going to face a really good team on Sunday, either Holy Cross or Maryland. And if it's Maryland, it's at Maryland. We know we have to even step it up another notch. So I feel like we're on the right path to do that. And but it takes a team effort. And I always talk about on the stat sheet, I love the plus minus, I love the double double, I love those things. But I also like a lot of things that Paris did, they don't show up on the stat sheet. She was 0 for 4, I could care less. She had 7 rebounds from the guard position. She had some hustle plays. It was not Maddie's best game. Maddie missed some layups, turned it over, but she had some great 50-50 balls. So there are things that you can do as a teammate to help your team win that aren't in scoring. Okay, and I talk about that a lot. So really important. Jade, she got us some baskets early. They got us going. So all those things matter. Shayna, they continue to go under on balls, and she's proven that she can hit that shot. Not as consistently. They continue to do it, but hopefully they'll go over. Then she'll have driving lanes to get to the basket. So I'm just proud they all stepped up in different ways and contributed. And once again, I'll go back to Kaylin. There's been a lot of games where she hasn't played. There's been games where she's played 2 minutes, and I call on her to be the point guard with number 11, who's Quinterly's a really good defender, and she's handsy, to handle the pressure, and she did it. So I see a growth with her, too, which is good because she's our future, because it's Shayna's last year. So I'm just proud of everybody. I think everybody stepped up and did their job, and they did the things I asked, and that's what you want. I think the challenge, I would say the next level is, at that 8:08 mark, there was a timeout. And we were really celebrating and really excited. I think the maturity and the next level for us is to learn that's not when you celebrate. That's when you bear down still, not to be cliche, but you bear down and you still figure out and you put teams away. And I think that would be the next level of growth for us. But I thought that we withstood their runs and found a way to win. But I think we can put teams away and keep that momentum. And we have to do that moving forward.
We'll go second row here. Yeah.
Gabe Ibrahim, her hoop stats. Coach, so obviously hearing Kaylin say that she's looking to get into the post every time is great. But your team today, really in the first half, was more dribble penetration, getting into the paint. Second half became more of a post-up team. What does that, multiple styles of attack do for you as a coach?
Well, but the reason why we had to do that was because of Shayna. So Shayna is our best player getting to the rim and the best player going downhill and very hard to guard. So with her out of the game, we had to switch it. But the good thing is in the past we weren't able to switch. I think that this year we've showed that we can win in different ways. So we've been a really good three-point shooting team in some games, not lately and not today. But then we've been a team that can finish inside. I think we've been a team that can press you and turn you over. So the good thing is that we're able to win in different ways. And with Shayna out, we were still able to win. And in the past, we wouldn't have been able to do that. So I thought Kate and Mary took the challenge on, put us on our back a little bit. But then the guards, they were looking to pass the ball inside. So I think that takes, just effort, and it's hard. It's hard to sometimes only pound the ball. I said, no more jumpers, pound the ball inside. That's not easy. In the past, they wouldn't listen. And then I had to sit them out. But so I think it's a growth, and that was Shayna and Mary. So those are our 1-2 go-to point guards. And I mean, not Mary, Helena and Shayna. And it's hard Helena didn't play good today. It wasn't her game. She did some good things in transition, but she didn't play good. Elena's very important for us. So we are better even when she's playing better. So if I look at the guards, Shayna played well. She carried us for a while. It wasn't Elena's night. Jade was good in the beginning. And it wasn't a great night for Paris shooting or Maddie. So that was really 3 or 4 of our guards playing well, but then the post really stepped up. So as we progress in the tournament to beat the better teams, we have to have more productivity from bench guards and from the post at the same time. But I was proud of how we adjusted without Shayna and Elena. And remember, those 2 players are also some of our best defenders. So if you look at Shayna, she's our best on-ball defender, best full court pressure, her and Lauren. And then also Helena's one of our best players, best anticipators at the guard position and the post. So that was without those 2. So that's good. That's a good sign for our defense. So yeah.
Go back to the back.
Coach Barnes, how much do you preach to your team? Talking more about that positive run you had to the championship game, that big win against UConn in the Final Four, especially knowing that chances are you're going to have to go up against a number 2 seed, a very good team, a very capable Maryland team on their home court.
I don't talk about the Final Four a lot just because it's old news, and I think that we've moved on, and it's like I want to get back there. So we talk about it a little bit, or it's referenced, and where it's referenced in the sense is that underdogs. Like we were a lower seed, we went on the road. I also referenced when I was an assistant at Washington, we came to Maryland, we beat Maryland, they were 2 seed. So, but we've been there, done that. To me, the seedings don't mean anything in the tournament because anybody can win on any given day. And we saw that with our men yesterday. We saw that Virginia yesterday, men. So this is what it is. It's March. It's anybody can get hot, just like we were at Arizona playing UConn, Texas A&M on the road. No one in a million years. It was probably a .12 chance that we'd get there. And we did. So I just preach that it is one team at a time. You focus. You narrow your focus, and it's one possession at a time. You don't look at the score. We play games within a game, and I refer to a lot 5-minute wars. So it's up to every media. We play those 5 minutes, and we win those 5 minutes. And then I also emphasize to us that it's never the last play. It's the offensive rebound you give up in the first quarter, or it's the dumb fouls, or those things that are accumulation at the end of the game. You lose games. So I think we just have to focus on the moment, live in the moment. I could care less if we're on the road. It doesn't matter to me. We've won some big games on the road. I don't really care about the seeding. I don't think we're a 7 seed. I don't. But the way we end the season, we are. So it is what it is. So it's even more sweet when you can come, to a foreign place and you can win on the road. I think that's just more meaningful. But we've done that before. So Kate's done it. Elena's done it. Maddie's done it. Shayna's done it. So, I mean, what do you have to lose? I think it's the time where it's her 5th year. It's Shayna's 5th year. You put it all on the line and you let things happen the way they're supposed to. But I do like our matchup in the next round. I mean, I think that we can have success against both teams, against Holy Cross and Maryland. Are they good teams? Heck yeah. They could beat anybody in the country. But in March, anybody can win on any given day. So I'm never afraid of a challenge. And I don't think my team is.
We'll take one from Zoom. Please say your name and affiliation. Hunter Cruz.
Hi. Wait, I can't hear.
Can we?
Wait, can you say it one more time? Sorry, I can't hear. Yeah, now I can, kind of. I heard 75 points, the toughest defender. Say it one more time. I'm so sorry, Hunter. I hear the first part, then you kind of fade away. So slow down a little bit. So, okay, who has been the toughest defenders for us to scheme against? I'd say Stanford is one of them. Tara is a legendary coach, one of the best there is ever. And we have to go against her, unfortunately, twice a year. I'd say Stanford, they're big, they're strong, they're athletic, they're deep. Very hard, and I think they're very scout-oriented, so they really make us play to our weaknesses. I'd say this year, Stanford. That's off the top of my head. I'd say Stanford. But the good thing is, I think that what helps us, Arizona in the tournament is we get to go against Stanford twice a year. We get to go against UCLA, USC, the Oregons. Our league is very good, and our league is deep, and we get different looks. So what's helped prepare us for this game today is playing against Oregon, playing against Oregon State. They play pack line type defense. They sag inside. They're not really aggressive on balls. West Virginia was a little bit more aggressive on balls, but the same concept of defense. And we're prepared from playing those teams. If we wouldn't have played those teams and just played all athletic, up in you, deny, hard hedge traps, we wouldn't have been ready for a team like this. So I think that's prepared us, and I think that the different teams we play, the different style, it helps us in the tournament. So hopefully you'll see success from Pac-12 teams in the tournament because of that, because we beat each other up all year, and then come to the tournament, I think we're ready. But I'd say Stanford for sure.
Last one, we'll go to Kim Doss on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about officiating because we're in a positive place. No, I'm just kidding. They were actually pretty good. Honestly, in the third quarter, there was one point when it was 12-1, and I was a little ticked off. But we also think we're like, I don't know, we all of a sudden became these shot blockers. So we were fouling a lot, so I kind of complained about it, and I said to the side, we are hacking a lot. But I think that being more disciplined when you have a lead is very important for us, so we are going to look at film and get better at that. especially I talked earlier, Shayna has a third foul. You don't go for a block shot. The only guard that I know that I allow to block a jump shooter is Sam Thomas. And Sam Thomas does not play for Arizona anymore. So I don't teach that. I don't want it. You should never foul a jump shooter. You are not going to block them 99.9% of the time. You are going to foul them. So why we think we can wind up and karate chop, I have no idea. That's not what Adia Barnes teaches. So we have to have more discipline. If you're beat, like I'd prefer Shayna to let her have a layup than go try to block a shot, especially in foul trouble. So I thought over-aggressiveness, lack of discipline in that third quarter for a couple minutes, and just I love the competitiveness, wanting to block shots, but it's just not smart. So we have to adjust, especially when they were trying to isolate us and attack us, and not try to go for block shots. We don't have a shot blocker on our team. We had a couple of block shots tonight, but we had like 15 fouls, the times we didn't block. So I don't want that. And I will talk about that and we'll show that, but I didn't want to be negative about the hacking in the third quarter because I was happy about the win, but definitely a negative point.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool.
Coach.
Thank
We'll
you,
see
guys.
tomorrow.